Hey guys, welcome back to Nessa's Knife Reviews. Today we're looking at the CRKT M40-15. I've actually had this knife for a few months now, and I've used it and carried it, and I think I've gotten a pretty good feel for the kind of knife it is. Seems to me, watching reviews on this knife and reading some things out there on the internet, people don't seem to really like this deadbolt style of lock. I guess people think that it's not drop shot and action. They don't like the action on it. I gotta tell you, I've had exactly the opposite experience with this knife. It took a little bit of adjustment in the beginning and probably a little bit of break-in, but very little amount of break-in. After I adjusted it, it was about everything I could ever ask for it. So first let's get started with a few dimensions and we'll get into that. Looking at some dimensions for this, it looks like overall we're looking at a little over 9 1/4, maybe 9 3/8 inches, 4-inch blade. Let's take a quick look at the blade stock thickness here. Looks like 150 thousandths on the blade thickness. Let's take a quick look at the handles, about 0.6. Width of the grip. We have a deep carry pocket clip, although it's not to the top of the scale, so you're going to see about that much of the knife. Looks like the finish, CRKT calls this blade finish, it's a bead blast, and you have your VEF serrations. It showed up very sharp, in addition to those VEF serrations being very, very sharp. These things do an absolute number on paracord. I mean, they just easily glide right through paracord. Let's get a couple size comparisons with some other stuff that people may have out there. Here's a CRKT M41-14. This is Spyderco Para 3, and looks like we don't have room here for the Spyderco Para 2, Paramilitary 2. So you can see it is a good size knife. Let's get an overall weight. Looks like 5.8 ounces. So again, it'll definitely fill your pocket, but I don't know if it's because I'm slightly taller. I'm 6'3". I don't have a problem with large knives. In fact, I actually enjoy large knives. I may prefer larger knives over smaller knives, and this is no exception. Getting to the action thing, we've talked about in previous videos. I like multiple deployment options, and this has a really big flipper tab, as you can see, and it has thumb studs also that function as blade stops in both the open and closed position, but they actually work pretty well as thumb studs too, and I have zero complaints about the action on this knife. Flipper tab, you saw the thumb studs work nice. Flipper tab works great. Check out how nice and drop shut this thing is. I will not cheat it at all. Okay, so push in my deadbolt and just start angling it forward, and down it goes, and just finish it up on the detent. But it's extremely fidget friendly. You can sit here and fidget with this all day, and I did, and I drove my wife crazy with it. But it's a great knife. I've had nothing but positive things to say about it. If you take a look at it, I don't know if I can catch this, it has skeletonized liners, so they were working to reduce the weight. It has GFN scales, and another very interesting feature about this knife is it has an adjustable detent. This screw right here, you can adjust the detent how you like it, and I actually reduced the detent tension a little bit for myself, and I've got it to where it's nice for thumb stud or flipper tab, or you can do a nice controlled slow roll, which everybody likes. We can take a quick look at how this deadbolt lock works. Instead of having a liner lock or a compression lock or anything like that, you have this large button right here that actually pushes out this thing that's in the shape of a deadbolt. You can see how that pops out, and there are two pins that go through this, and they go through the tang of the blade and actually lock it up, as you can see. And like I said, after a little bit of adjustment, I love the way it works, and I actually took it apart. If you take this button off, you can take the button out and the spring and pull out the deadbolt, and I put a little bit of oil in there where the deadbolt interfaces with the blade tang, and that made a huge difference in how it functioned. And again, you can see it's super loose, but there's zero blade play. I think it's a great design. I'm surprised it hasn't taken off more than it has, but I'm here to tell you it's pretty darn good. This knife is available for a street price of about $120. I think I got mine at Smoky Mountain Knife Works. I've had great experiences with them, fast shipping. If this is something that you'd be interested in, check it out. If you like what you've seen here, please like and subscribe. Drop me a comment down below and ring the bell. And I really appreciate it. Thank you very much.